I were to take a survey of Catholics, regular church-going Catholics, and ask them to tell me what did Jesus give the world, I think many people would say, well, he died on the cross, he rose from the dead so that the gates of heaven would be open. This was his great gift to the world. Now that isn't wrong, because that is a great gift to the world. But what people forget is his great gift to the world is the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is God. And the Holy Spirit's ministry really came into its own after Jesus ascended into heaven. He and the Father sent into the world the Holy Spirit. Who is the Holy Spirit? Holy Spirit is God. He is the third person of the Blessed Trinity. Jesus is the second person, the Father the first person. The Holy Spirit comes into the world and gives life. We say in the Creed that he's the Lord and the giver of life. What difference does the Holy Spirit make today? There are many examples that we could give, but I'll give you a few. This morning at the cathedral in Cleveland, 5 men were ordained to the priesthood, 4 for the diocese and 1 for Korea. 2 of the young men who were ordained to the priesthood came to Immaculate Conception a few years ago and spoke to us about vocations. They spoke about the seminary. They spoke about their anticipation of being ordained. Not everyone who goes into the seminary gets ordained, because some people don't stay for the whole program. Maybe it's not everyone's calling. But Adam, Zajac, and Terry Shannon were called to be priests. How is it that anybody is called to be a priest? It's due to the influence of the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit moves people in that direction. In fact, it is the Holy Spirit who gives the priest, the newly ordained priest, and beginning at that time, the powers to absolve sins and to bring into existence the body and blood of Christ. And the priest is at the altar. At one point, he extends his hand and he says, "Let the Spirit come upon these gifts, that they may become the body and blood of our Lord Jesus Christ." Without the Holy Spirit, there would be no priests, there would be no sacraments, there would be no missionaries, there would be no ministries, there would be no vocations. In fact, there would be no church. The people who were filled with the Holy Spirit to begin with were the Blessed Virgin Mary and 119 other people, including the apostles. The other people, who, not all of whom were named, were first members of the church. So Jesus left the world physically and gave the world the Holy Spirit. What difference does the Holy Spirit make in a person's life, let's say, who is not a priest or does not have an official position in the church? The Holy Spirit makes a great deal of difference. One example is this. The Holy Spirit is the Lord and the giver of life. He's represented, for example, by the symbol of fire. There's nothing lukewarm about fire. Fire is a form of energy. It radiates light and heat. It's not insipid. It's not lukewarm. The Holy Spirit awakens people's faith. So a person who is not living in the Holy Spirit will manifest certain characteristics, one of which is practicing the faith for that person is a chore. Maybe it's nothing but a series or a set of obligations. I've run into people like this over the years. They're very obligation-oriented, but they're more like slaves. They do things because they have to do them. There's no real life in what they're doing. What's the missing ingredient here? The missing ingredient is the Holy Spirit. Now, it's not as if the person has never received the Holy Spirit, because we receive the Holy Spirit at the beginning of baptism. But sometimes the Holy Spirit's influence can grow dormant, and it comes out in the way people live. The Holy Spirit gives vitality to our faith. I remember a young man at the time named Patrick Hogan. Patrick Hogan, without anybody telling him, was was distributing rosaries to the sick. Now, why would anybody distribute rosaries to the sick? It wasn't part of a service project that he was doing. He wasn't ordered to do it. It was because the Holy Spirit was leading him to want to bring people to the life of prayer and into relationship with the Blessed Virgin Mary and Jesus. So when I found out about Mr. Hogan, who was a parishioner of mine at the time, I then invited him to become a part of the Legion of Mary, which is still in existence. It's a group which reaches out to people, visiting homes, and instructing people in the faith and so forth. It was started by an Irishman named Frank Duff in 1921, who wanted some sort of outlet for lay people who were confirmed. In confirmation, we get a special share in the Holy Spirit. We're also made lay apostles, at least. And an apostle, there's a difference between an apostle and a disciple. A disciple is a learner. I want to learn about my faith. I want to follow Jesus. And an apostle is someone who has a mission. So we need not stop at being disciples, but to go to the next step, which is, what can I do to serve the body of Christ? Which is something that only a person filled with the Holy Spirit is going to ask. Now, mind you, I understand that not everyone has the same amount of time. That's a good point. But even people who have families, who are busy raising their families, if the persons are filled with the Holy Spirit, they will look on what they're doing as a ministry. What can I do to serve God as a mother or father, a husband or wife? How can I lead my family in prayer? All of these things. So the Holy Spirit makes a big difference. He's really the key to so much today. In fact, I've called the Holy Spirit the forgotten person of the Blessed Trinity, because often he is forgotten. I mean, Jesus we can picture, God in the form of a man. The Holy Spirit is a little more difficult. So we just use images, fire, the dove, other things. But we should get in the habit of praying to the Holy Spirit. Come, Holy Spirit, fill the hearts of thy faithful and enkindle in them the fire of thy love. That's the beginning of a very traditional prayer. Come, Holy Ghost, creator bless. Come into our hearts and take up thy rest. This is really a prayer that's set to music. But we can use it as a prayer. Glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit. We should have great devotion to the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit does wonderful things to people. He can also fill people with charismatic gifts. I remember Mother Teresa, I'm sure you all saw seen at least footage of her, picking out of a crowd a woman whom she didn't know. She told the woman, look, you continue writing your book. How did Mother Teresa know the woman was writing the book? The woman was writing the book. The woman's name was Jan Connell. The book is available. It's called something like Praying with Mary. It was the Holy Spirit who inspired Mother Teresa to do what she did. So the more we're living in the Spirit, the more we're open to God's gifts, and the more we're open to life, the life the Lord wants to give to us. Sometimes people are a little bit afraid of getting too religious, as if you can be too religious, thinking that it's really sort of being unbalanced or something, or being kind of strange. And sure, there are people who wear their religion on their sleeve and so forth, and maybe are somewhat unbalanced in the way they present themselves. But the Holy Spirit shouldn't cause us to be afraid. The Holy Spirit, if we live in the Spirit, we will live an abundant life. We'll experience joy, peace, patience, kindness, gentleness, generosity, mildness, and chastity. If any of those areas are trouble spots for us, we should get back to the Holy Spirit. What are things that block the Holy Spirit? Unforgiveness blocks the Holy Spirit. Maybe a Catholic who doesn't go to confession at all, that blocks the Holy Spirit. Serious sin blocks the Holy Spirit. Failure to pray blocks the Holy Spirit. St. Paul says it's not us that we pray so much, but it is the Holy Spirit who prays within us with groanings that cannot be expressed in speech. That's Romans 8. It's interesting to note that when Pope John Paul II prayed, he frequently spent the whole time groaning. Think about that. The Holy Spirit is inside of him. When we pray, it's not just what we do, but what God does within us. There's much to be learned from the Holy Spirit. Jesus said that he will teach you all truth. The Holy Spirit will give us words to say when we're put on the spot about why we're Catholics, why we believe in Jesus. Last week, the Pope canonized 800 people who were martyred because they refused to give up their Catholic religion. That was the Holy Spirit's work. So we shouldn't shortchange the effect of the Holy Spirit or take it for granted or ignore it. It's very, very important. It may be the missing piece in the life that we're living. With the Holy Spirit, we can really do all things. Jesus said that we do greater things than what he did. I'm sure he was referring to that. Ultimately, it is the Holy Spirit who will raise up this mortal body of ours in the resurrection. So this should be reason enough for us to be close to the Holy Spirit, to live in the Spirit, and to live truly spiritual life. Always in union with the church, because it is the Holy Spirit who gives us the great gift of the church.